You look like a guy who knows what to do if they themselves. We have competing energies. Welcome to Hey EW. I am RJ City, and my guest is Grado. Hey.
It's yersel.
What does that mean?
Well, it kind of means, it's like, it's a kind of endearing Scottish...
I don't know if it's endearing.
No, well, no, listen, it's like what happens when you bump into somebody in the street that you've not seen for in a long time. You go, ha, 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 it's yourself.
It's yourself?
Yeah, well, it's yourself is what you guys would say it, but because Scottish slang, we say, it's yourself.
Right.
It's yourself.
And you're fostering self-awareness? You're getting me to recognize the me within me, is that it?
See, these big words that are going to go right through my head. Self-awareness, what do you mean?
Self-awareness, you know you're there. It's you, Grado.
Aye, it's myself.
Yeah, it's yourself. Why is everyone in Scotland also like you?
Well, I don't know. Have you found that particularly since you've got here then?
Yeah, it's all like little different versions of you walking around.
I like that. That's quite cool. No, you know what? Plenty of people already have been in here and it's good to see a Scottish face because there's loads of Yanks here. I've just had possibly one of the most frustrating conversations I've had with somebody because so here's the deal. I've got a camera guy with me here today because I want to film it all. I don't have a job here.
No,
right?
That's clear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I get taken to the media office to try and get my pass. And I said, look, is there any chance I can get my friend in? And the guy went, well, who are you? First of all, who are you? And I'm like, I'm Grado. I'm on the show tonight. My name's Grado. You're who? Well, I done promotion for AEW yesterday. Adam Hopkins. I spent 8 hours on the radio, television. But who are you? And I went, I'm a wrestler. And I went, can I get my friend in? Absolutely not. My friend has travelled 4.5 hours. Now he's gonna have to sit in the stands. So that was embarrassing because you know what, all the wee mini Grados witnessed that.
Yes.
And I'm big time here in Scotland, so they saw that.
Sure.
It brought me down a peg or two.
Yeah, it's just weird. There's just no diversity here. Scotland is so white that you're their D'Lo Brown. You know what I'm saying? But what is the deal with Scottish people? Is it just let's always act like we're drunk so people can never tell if we're drunk?
Well, I think we do like we're bevy. We call it bevy out here.
Bevy.
And I think just Scottish people, what we like to do is just have a good time. We love it. It's funny because any time I spent in America, they would go, oh, we're going day drinking. Yeah. Day drinking. No, it's just drinking.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what time it is.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You know, when I was walking around Scotland, people kept calling me a cigarette.
I'm not touching that with a barge pole.
I think it's tremendous that the UK people are so homophobic that they gave a derogatory name to an inanimate object so they could still keep saying the word. You were born in Stevenson, Ayrshire, Scotland.
Yes.
Let me guess, growing up was poor and gloomy? Cobblestones and it's dark skies and like hard white chalky soap?
We did have that sort of soap. Aye, we did have that sort of soap. I mean, my dad was a taxi driver. My mum was a chef in the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, a chef, she was a cook, she chopped the onions.
She made hospital food?
She made hospital food.
Hey, she must have been a real gourmet. And what was the best case scenario for you career-wise? Working in a mill?
Probably, I mean, I really wanted to be a police officer growing up.
Because people like police officers here?
What are you trying to say? You don't like police officers in the States?
They don't have the best reputation.
No, we look up to the police officers over here.
Okay.
But you know what? It helps because I play a cop on TV.
Right. We're going to get into that. It's not time for your IMDb right now. At the age of 12, you got into wrestling because you were a big fan of The Rock.
Yes.
What about now?
I'm not a big fan. No, he's just, I don't want to see The Rock having a steak at 3 a.m. in the morning, waking himself up. Cheat day, oh, look at me, I'm eating pancakes. Yeah, that's my nuttin'.
I can see his influencing your work in how you like show up and disappear sporadically without any explanation. You used to wrestle in your grandmother's bedroom as badass Mike Austin. Just Steve's brother. Give everyone a little Mike Austin.
How do you know about badass Mike Austin?
I have the footage.
That is incredible. Yeah. So, in my head, I was Steve Austin's brother. So I was badass Mike Austin. And I would wrestle in my granny's bedroom. Yeah. And is there anything in there about my granny's tights?
Yes. And also, you would put on her black pantyhose, and then one time you took a bottle, and you smashed it, and you cut your forehead, and I assume your grandmother walked into the room and said, oh my God, my grandson is a self-harming crossdresser.
Well, actually, it was my uncle who walked in and witnessed his nephew wearing his granny's tights with blood streaming down his head.
And he said, you should pursue this as a career.
Yeah. But do you know what? Coast to coast, even for a young age,
Right.
coast to coast.
Yeah, it's
with
good
a bottle.
advice. Really good advice.
Badass Mike Austin.
Confirm or deny, you were first trained by Jake Roberts in a post office?
Oh my God! How do you? Yes.
That sounds illegal. That's misuse of a government building. What were you doing with Jake Roberts in a post office?
No, that's right. Jake Roberts turned up to train us in a post office. We put mats down, and it was the best because I always remember I went, Jake, how do you throw a work punch? And he went, like that, and he punched me. I was only 12, 13, and it was just the best feeling in the world, old Jake, in the post office.
I think you were filming what's called a customs. Not going to get into it now. You were also trained by Drew McIntyre. Why don't you do anything he taught you?
No, he actually stole my move. So I have a move called the wee bit. So it's like a Yakuza kick. Remember Trent Acid and all that used to do it?
Yeah, deep
Yakuza
cuts.
kick,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's basically a big boot except it's wee. And I'd done that for years. Then he get released for WWE. And then just out the blue he starts using my finish. And now he's...
Andy's trolling people online. That's like all you do. That's your playbook.
He's just taking... Do you know what's funny about that? I beat Drew McIntyre in 2015 for the ICW World Heavyweight title, right? He went on to be a Hollywood movie star, the World Heavyweight champion, and I went on to advertise breakfast rolls on the radio. How does that work out?
Yeah. Well, even better is that he doesn't work here, so we're just going to cut this chunk completely.
Really? Does that get cut?
You originally wrestled as the Lowlander Grant Dunbar.
Yes.
My, that's an exciting name.
Yes.
That's a guy you put a belt on.
Yes,
You know
Grant-
what I'm saying?
Dunbar.
You're
I actually wore my grand's tartan waistcoat.
Look at that.
That was my-
continuing her legacy
Yes.
of wearing her clothes.
Yeah,
Do you have these are pants? Your matches early on were so bad that you would stop wrestling sporadically out of embarrassment.
Yes.
And that's before you realized, let's just embrace that. Let's make that my bit.
No, 100% that is my bit. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am actually overjoyed that I have only ever had 2 matches ever rated by Meltzer, and both of them are duds.
Tell everyone briefly how you got your name. You want me to walk them through it?
You walk them through it.
You in elementary school, you were briefly called Grado for like 2 weeks. Then people stopped calling you that.
Yep.
Then you're on holiday with the boys. I wonder what that means. And you all get drunken tattoos. They're getting memorable things. And all of a sudden, you convince yourself that your nickname is still Grado.
Yeah.
So that's what you get on your arm.
Yep.
And you just tell everyone that's my nickname.
Well, I got it tattooed, and then I went back to the hotel where my friends were, and they went, "Who's Grado?" And I went, "I'm Grado. No, remember? Grado." And they went, "We've never called you that." And I thought, well, there's nothing worse than having your own nickname on your arm. Never mind a nickname that nobody calls you. So I was going like that, going, "Bad bastard, get it off, try to get it off." And then it never came off, and then suddenly go, "There's Grado," and it stopped.
Yeah. You also have your favorite Chinese restaurant tattooed on your lower back.
Correct, right? And let me tell you what this is. It's called May's Kitchen. It's the best Chinese restaurant in Europe, right? Look, there it is there, right? And the phone number's there as well. Can we see that?
Yeah. As if it wasn't shameful enough to eat your ass.
Hey, can I tell you, right? So, I got this tattoo, and then it ended up in the papers. Grado gets Chinese restaurant printed on his arse.
Yeah.
And I was actually quite embarrassed about turning up to May's Kitchen, because I
Right.
thought, this is maybe a wee bit embarrassing.
Did you get a free egg roll?
Right, well, this is what happened, right? For months, I avoided May's Kitchen. And then one time, we got blutered, right? And I thought, let's go to May's Kitchen. So we went to May's Kitchen, and I walked in and went, "I'm the guy. They got the tattoo." And the woman went, "Oh, there you go," and gave me 2 bottles of Fanta. That's all I got, 2 bottles of Fanta.
Wow. For a life.
And then, I'll tell you something better. 3 weeks later, they changed their name to the Spicy Walk. I've got a permanent tattoo. I've got a permanent
They said
tattoo.
we can't be associated with that guy's ass. So then you started making videos online to promote your shows and started to catch on. That's called the Cardona method. And then Vice did a documentary on you called The British Wrestler.
Yeah.
You were like Dark Side of the Ring before Dark Side of the Ring. You were like Dim Side of the Ring.
Yes,
You
that's
know?
right.
You were just as depressing, but too young to die.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Isn't that beautiful?
I've never actually looked at it like that, but actually, Dark Side of the Ring, it was very dark watching it if you actually go back.
It's depressing. It's pathetic.
It's pathetic,
Yeah.
but you know, I got a career out of it.
Well, Colt Cabana saw it. He shared it online. And you also found a big supporter in Sonjay Dutt.
Yes.
If anyone could identify and foster comedic wrestling talent, it is not that guy.
Who's Sonjay?
Yeah. What did he do? He's probably behind the camera laughing all the time, that whole routine?
Do you know what? I'm looking at that guy who's bored out his tits,
Yeah.
right, listening to me.
Yes.
And I so wish that was Sonjay that done.
He steps on the
Sonjay?
jokes. That's fine. He couldn't show up for this. You also teamed with Colt Cabana as Iron Jew.
Yes.
Which one of you regrets that tag team name more?
What, you can't get away with that anymore?
What inanimate object do you refer to as that?
Is it Iron Jew?
None
Because
of this is good. None
he's
of your
Jewish?
career is...
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a wake-up call.
You famously came out to Madonna's Like a Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the church's influence on the culture of sexual assault and racism in today's society?
You real? I can't answer that.
Well, it's what the song's about. Let's talk about that. You show up in Wembley. You've been trying to get this song made cleared forever. It's never getting cleared. First of all, you don't even use the original Madonna version.
No.
You use a cover of the Glee cover.
That is amazing that you know that.
And you just don't want to pay any artist at all.
No. But do you know what? I was so close to getting it for another company because we done a taping out there and we done Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
And I always remember I got a message saying, look, they're actually going to let you use Like a Prayer on the show. Then 3 days before it, we got an email. The following request for Madonna Like a Prayer Glee cast cover for Grado has been denied by Madonna.
Yeah, she probably said, is that the guy who has my favorite Chinese restaurant on his ass? But the best part is, when you showed up at Wembley, all in 2023, they started a hashtag campaign, What Else Is New? And then, is it true that Tony Khan did say, I'm not with Madonna?
He did say that?
Yeah. That night, he also bought songs from Metallica and Queen. I think he just doesn't like you.
So they are. And I'm going, but Tony, listen, have you got Zoom? And he went, yeah. And I went, have you ever heard of the mute button? What you do is you mute the feed, right, and play it for the house. And then that's me. I just need it for the live crowd.
Yeah, because without it, you're nothing.
And then the bell rang. It's one of the ones. I know that. I have no idea what I'm going to do tonight. I have no idea. But I did say to him, I said, what was it he said to him? No, right. So the next day, because I was so excited about the fact that I'd been at Wembley and I'd done a podcast, and I told the podcaster, I went, look, I was in Tony's office and I was begging him, please, can you just let me use Madonna Like a Prayer? And he's going, well, can you sing it? And I'm going, life is a mystery. Then he's on the phone to his lawyer going, hey, if he sings it, is that okay? No, you can't sing it. Anyway, the next day I went on the podcast and I said, Tony, they didn't want to pay the money, blah, 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 blah. Then all the dirt sheets get it. So Jeff Jarrett messages me going, what the are you doing? Why have you just practically buried Tony?
Yeah.
Because the news is Tony is too cheap to pay for Madonna Like a Prayer.
Right.
And I went, but you go and tell stories on podcasts all the time. You make your career out of those sort of stories. And he went, yeah, not the next day.
I think it's so brave of you to come back here and bury Tony Khan again. You've also used a Goldberg-like entrance.
That was the best. That's the best one.
Do you think you'll ever have a Goldberg retirement? Do you ever think you'll just ramble for 20 seconds and then get cut off and complain about it?
Well, it could be tonight.
Yeah.
Because like you said, am I going to lose my job? I've not got a job.
That's right. Did you kill Impact Wrestling?
I think I did. I genuinely did. I do think I did.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I signed, the next day, Samoa Joe left, then Bobby Roode left, then practically everybody left. And I swear to God, see if you look at a card from Impact Wrestling 2017, right?
Yeah.
Every member of the roster that's on that card gets signed elsewhere apart from me.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you who moved up the card. That's Sonjay Dutt.
He did?
Yeah.
He did.
Good for him. Good for him. Isn't it wild to think that if you were in better shape, your career would be worse?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're not fat shamed, you're fat glorified.
No, I remember one time I did try to get fit, and Tommy Dreamer went, you're killing your gimmick. You got to be fat. You can't not be fat. And I went,
If anyone would know, it's him. I think it's so brave of you, with all the other outside endeavors that you have going on, to still dip into wrestling once in a while just to get a pop and a payday like you've been contributing the entire time.
That is, I know, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's beautiful.
I've wrestled 3 times this year. Every single match has been a shambles. And tonight will also be the same.
This doesn't air tonight.
I'm only
Can someone tell him this doesn't air tonight? You are what I would describe as on the ball.
Right. Can I just, right, you done, right, so RJ City, he used to turn up at TNA tapings and hang about like a jabroni.
I don't think
right?
this is necessary. I don't think this is necessary. I don't know, I wouldn't say jabroni. I think.
I swear to God, right, he would linger about and all, shake hands and, you know, for extra
Nice to
work
be
and all this
polite.
right? And then he meets David Arquette. Right? He meets David Arquette.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I ignored any sort of tweet that he ever sent me, any ever DM. I was like, whatever. And then he meets David Arquette, and I went, I can't even remember if I was asking you for a favour or whatever I messaged, and you replied, don't just contact me out the blue now because I'm finally working with David Arquette.
And it was true.
It was true.
You were using
it's
me.
the only reason that I messaged you. I want a bit of that because if I'm being honest, the David Arquette, that should have been me.
Yeah, but it wasn't. And look at how my career blossomed from it.
No, I tell you, I hear that.
You have a cameo.
Can you hear that?
I have a cameo. A couple years ago, somebody ordered a cameo from me to give to you on your wedding day.
They did.
And they deemed it so offensive that they never actually showed it to you.
No, we were gonna play it at the wedding.
Yeah.
And the guy said, don't play that. Don't play that. So, but they did play it in a pub, some sort of party.
Yeah.
And it went on.
Yeah.
And on. And on.
Yeah.
And it was almost as brutal as how much you're burying me today.
Sure. Well, I wanted to continue to show that you do have tough skin.
Yeah.
That I could do the roasting and throw some insults and you'll be okay. So I've listed some insults here.
Perfect.
And I'll read them out. You show everyone that you're okay with it. You know.
I don't care.
Okay.
Honestly,
Let's see how much you don't care.
I've been called. Mate, I remember reading a YouTube comment. Grado has given AIDS to the X Division.
Excellent.
In TNA. That's what one of the comments were.
Yeah.
Grado is the reason for contraception. I've read them all.
Yeah. Well, let's read these. Why do you always look like you're looking into the sun? That's not a bad. Yeah, that's not a bad one. You look like you're starring in a movie about the last days of the Rizzler.
I don't know what
You're the only wrestler I've seen get blown up at the merch table.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
You make Eugene look nuanced. Doctors describe your organs as savvy veterans. You have a baby face if the baby was suffering from alcohol poisoning. You look like a guy who knows what to do if they themselves. Tell people you have IBS. You're like the Michael J. Fox of IBS.
I have IBS. If I don't have my medication, I would 36 times a day.
Isn't that a nice PSA? If they booked you in Saudi Arabia, they would make you wear a full bodysuit.
That's
Is your family tartan the wallpaper at KFC? You've been called the Clown Prince of Wrestling, but after spending time with you, I'm calling you the Clown Prince Andrew of Wrestling. And finally, you look like if Harry Potter was written by a transphobic person.
These are great, man. I've got to say, well done. You've done really well with your career.
Well,
Is that me finished?
I think so. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Was this interesting?
I don't know if it was interesting. I mean, you have a prolific acting career. You're like the Batista of Scotland, but nobody knows the shows you've been on in America, so it doesn't really make a difference.
But I was all set to talk about Two Doors Down and Scott Squad.
No. Let me guess, they're about loud Scottish people?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've seen them.
The soap opera that was on as well. Oh, well.
Well, this has been myself and yourself. This has been... I'm reaching out for a hand. Read the room. Have some ring presses. This has been ourselves. And next time I go to my favorite Chinese restaurant, I'm going to think of your ass. Thought you would have a close. Thought you were supposed to be big acting man. You don't have a close. You don't have anything. I don't know. I thought you would have a closing line.
I shall say.
The same line. Great. Story of his life.